Hi guys, I'm Shmi, and today I am back in Germany ahead of a road trip we're going to be doing. So I am at Ger Collector's garage where I've visited before, but we're going to head inside and see some of the updates. So if you were driving here, coming in by car, you would come in, drive down here, where you are greeted by a P1 GTR. That's actually a wall that opens up, and then there's a lift, and the cars go down there. We wandered down the steps here, the very silvery steps. This is all sort of brand new, so recently done since I was last here. And then you open this door handle, and as I walk in, the lights come on, and you are greeted by automotive paradise. So today we've got a couple of errands to run, and they are going to involve the C63 AMG Black Series. So we're going to be heading out in that car. But have a look around here at all of the cars sorted in a very colourful order. So you've got the whites and the silvers. The SLR Sterling Moss up here. I love that thing. Then you've got the silver BMWs coming through to the oranges, the darker oranges, the reds, and down towards the F40 and the Formula car, and even the tractor at the end. But this is such a cool garage, and it's still not even 100% done. There's sort of lots of things to come on the walls, decorations, but this is a heavenly place to be and just have a look around, and even sort of the extra parts of the car, memorabilia, some bikes in the corner here, wandering up, the Isetta, F40. Fun fact, by the way, you see that paint protection film on the front, how different it is. That's what paint protection film used to be like, completely different to how it is now. Then you've got the SV, C63, LT, P1, LT, another SV, the M4 GTS coming around, and the GT3 RS on this side. The graphics and liveries done by Printech Premium in Munich. Shout out to them. Yeah, lots of stickers, fun things, 570S. So I'm going to be doing the tour in my FF, which is outside at the moment. But today, like I said, it's a couple of errands to be run. I think we're going to wash the car, but first we're going to go out in this, which I know from hearing it before is really rather loud. The exhaust system is crazy. Yeah, time for C63 Black Series. Barks into life with a snap. Now this car is actually a special edition, so it has a number of unique features. The reds that are around the wheels, new headers, exhaust system. Yeah, it's a little bit crazy. We're going to be taking it out. Looks super cool with the wing on the back there. Top the rear deck lid. Driving past the two BMW 328s. So I'm going to head up the stairs and catch this coming up. Emerging from below. Who doesn't like those burbles? Inside, little plaque there, special edition AMG Volta. And away we go. So this is quite neat. The AMG performance display on the screen. Various bits of info about the drive. And RS6 Autobahn cruiser. They're everywhere here. And we're driving through Munich. It's a lovely day today. In Corvette. First stop of the day, McLaren at Munich. Well, look what we have here. The dealer's just got their 720S in. So let's have a quick whiz around this, even though we've actually come for that 12C at the back. But 720S, the new Super Mac, we've got to have a little look around it. And look at the interior, the bright coloured interior. The kind of cream goes really nicely, actually, with that brownie metallic. I'm not quite sure what to call it. I think it goes well with the lights, almost because they hide a little bit more than they do if they stand out on a light coloured car. Those wheels are not really my choice, though, I'm not going to lie, but 720S is growing on me more and more every time I see it, and especially kind of out in the real world. Maybe in future. Hey, this is actually one of the coolest angles. Look at the scoop down there. Look at the way kind of everything just comes over here and down and in towards the engine, the 4-litre engine back there. But like I said, what we've come for is this 12C that has been shipped out from the UK that's joining us for the tour. So we're going to pick that up and take it back, ready to be driven. It's been wrapped in this bright green, kind of greeny, sea green teal colour. Just kind of nice in the sunshine here. Reminds me of the old days of my 12C, of course, but that's what it's about on the McLaren front, the 720S. Very nice. Wing up as well at the back. It's cool to actually look under that, and you can see the way the sort of scoops and bits work, how it all sits together so flush, and then the engine all the way down in there. Very neat. C heading out, the car shuffle. So then, the 12C is headed off, so I need to play catch up a little bit here. But C63 Black Series time. Barks into life. I need some air conditioning on because it is boiling today. But into reverse, and I got to work out how to get out of this rather awkward parking spot that I've been left in. So I can manage this like so. Okay, and off we go. So you can immediately hear the bark behind, but I'm just going to drive really gently for a moment because this is straight in at the deep end, finding out what I'm actually doing. Let's make sure we've got lots of cold air blowing. Sorry about the air noise. Now this is a car I've actually wanted to drive for quite a while. The C63 Black Series was really popular one summer and we saw tons of them around in London, especially in this red. And you might remember I filmed them all back then, obviously doing the car spotting videos. But now I find myself at the wheel of it. I'm currently in comfort mode, which as you can hear is rather quiet. It's pretty docile. It's firm on the ride, no question about that. I can feel the bumps even though I'm on a relatively small road. Only here do you have a Panamera taxi. Anyway, let's turn it up into Sport, maybe Sport Plus, just to make it all a bit shoutier, probably get a bit firmer, but obviously this is a track car, it's supposed to be raw and hardcore, and this car is actually running circa 600 horsepower or thereabouts. Now the gearbox is not the fastest shifting in the world, there's no question about that, but this world has moved on very, very quickly. I think what I'm kind of surprised about is relatively this is quite civilized. I mean, the C63 itself is already rather boisterous, and this is even more boisterous than that. It's got a 6.3 litre V8, and this one is something like 600 horsepower actually, which is kind of ridiculous in this car. 600 horsepower, rear wheels, lots of power, pretty insane. And if I pop the window down and slide it into neutral, listen to that bark. It just snaps. The exhaust screams. No, screams is totally the wrong word. That would be a nice shouty V12. It barks, it woofs, it's sort of rumbly and crackly. Put it back into drive though, obviously with the auto, but seating wise it's comfortable. The seats are supportive, AMG sort of performance kind of seats. You've got the nice view of the wing over the rear arches, if you can see also the super fat and aggressive arches in the corners. But we're heading actually at the moment to the airport to do a little pickup on our way around Munich. Nice little sort of loop today, but this should be quite fun really. So there goes the 12C. Still sounds good. Actually that car sounds really good. Not quite sure what's been done to it, but it does make a good sound as we cruise. And I'm still in Sport Plus. It's not uncomfortable at all, and I'm enjoying a lot of those barks and shouts. Just it may not be the fastest in the world shifting wise, or the fastest perhaps driving wise, but it does kind of make you smile, and I always say that's what it should do. As the exhaust is heating up, if I give it a little press and then lift off, you get all those burbles. It's always about finding at what point you get the best noise from different cars, and the downshifts in here are just savage. It's not the fastest, but when it shifts, you get that crack and then all of that V8. And if you run into the red line up at 7 and a bit thousand, it will automatically upshift as well, so no being silly on that front. You could put it into manual as well. The toggle here just basically doing the gear selector. Nothing else. I don't necessarily think, from what I recall. I've driven the SLS Black actually before now, but not this. And well. Yes! that's what it's about. I guess this just kind of became the supercar airport pickup because we're arriving at Munich airport with a C63 Black Series and a 12C, as you do. Having had a pretty good fun drive on the Autobahn to get here, and we'll have a drive obviously after here as well, but coming through the tunnels just on the approach to the airport in this. Crank. It's just a good way to do it, isn't it? And I tell you one thing that's actually a problem though, I don't think the air conditioning in here is working, and it's hot outside, and it's like a greenhouse, and I am boiling, but small problems. Airport pickup done then, and we're getting ready to head off. So I will follow the 12C, nice and efficient. And yeah, into drive we go, old school way. Off we roll. We are back on the road, and in particular we're back on the Autobahn, which is always fun, although it's really rather busy at the moment, he says, looking around. But what we can do is drop it down a gear, he says. There goes the 12C, and away we go. Oh, the sound! Oh yes. We're into restricted. Gotta slow it down. Oh well. It is a beautiful day, and I've just realised actually in front of me is an Abarth 695 Tributo Maserati, which is a car I always actually really liked in purple, but you probably can't even see that, it's in front of the 12C. But here we are on Maximilianstrasse in the centre of Munich. It's been a long time actually since I was last here. We're just going to stop off at a hotel here for a short period, park the cars up, and then it'll be on the road again back towards the garage, I think. We shall see, who knows. And we're back, so we're going to pop the car back down into the garage. And I love this process, the fact that this is going underground into that whole garage that's stored and tucked away. And P1 GTR folds open to give the space to let the C63 park inside. And then, just as we did the other way, I'll run back down to the garage, and we'll see that coming down in a moment. And you have this cool, like, moment of running down steps into this place. Oh, there we go. I love that. It's so cool. But I said I was going to have another little look around here, just go through all the cars, because, you know, this is seriously special. Well, these two BMW 328s from the 40s, I think 1947. This one's been restored, has a lot of history to it as well. So those are pretty neat, even if not the normal things to see on my channel. Then we've got the 1M with the kind of M-style livery, that's kind of neat. Then we've got the G65 AMG that wasn't here earlier, with the V12 bi-turbo. That thing is a monster, and that's the engine that's in the G650 Landaulet as well. Then the Maserati Ghibli, 991 GT3 RS. Then we get to the SLR Sterling Moss, which is just cool. The regular, if you can call it that, SLR. Well, not even regular, it's a 722, but it's regular relative to that chap. Then we've got the 570 GT that's joining the trip. And then we've got the G55, I think. And then coming to the other side, BMW corner, the Z8, part roof down. Always had a soft spot for those. Then we get the M3 CRT, which is a car that not that many people know about, and there are only a handful of them. It's like an M4 GTS, but in the M3, so it's badass. It's like, I say like an M4 GTS, it's like the M3 GTS, it's that generation, the E92, except E90, you know what I mean. Then we've got the M4 GTS, the M3 GTS, nice pairing. So the reason they did the orange on the wheels and on the front splitter, that's kind of launch spec, and for the cage inside, was tribute to that car. Then we have the SV Roadster that I filmed a video with last time I was here, and take my word for it, that with a custom exhaust is loud. Then getting a little bit more orange down the line, 675 LT, then the P1, and that's made it down to join us. Noisy! Yeah, so there we got the P1, the 675 LT Spider, Volcano Red, one of the best colours ever. I'm going to skip around the back of the C63 Black Series, where we have the red SV, and this is kind of neat because it's got the yellow sort of piping seats and the yellow SV stickers on the back as well. Then our F40 from earlier. Yeah, single seat, open wheeler, race car, which, I mean, different league to any of the supercars. The BMW Isetta, and the little Fiat 500 that's kind of just, I don't know, cute, cool, it's fun. And then a tractor. And that's it. Well, that's it from that side. Then you've got the bikes, the quads, the wheels, the tires. Hey, check this out. Recognize that wheel? F40. That's fun. Parts, go-karts, buggies, general fun stuff. All packed up then, but what a fun day that has been. Driving the C63 Black Series, another one to tick off the list. I had a lot of fun, in fact, an awful lot of fun driving the SLS Black Series not that long ago, like a month or two ago. It was one of actually the best sort of recent cars I've driven, and you can feel some of the characteristics from that in this, which is kind of cool as well. They're similar kind of generation, even though this C63 actually, the base vanilla model is probably about 10 years old now, which is pretty crazy. But that's been fun, so big thanks to Jer Collector. I hope you've enjoyed the look around the garage again, and I'm sure there will be some updates to see next time in the garage and maybe in the cars. We will see in due course. Anyway, what's going to happen from here though is that tomorrow we're going to be off on a little trip, on a little adventure with some friends as well, with my FF, with the 675 LT Spider, and with a few others. So stay tuned for that, because we're heading down towards Italy, off about on our way. I'm not quite sure when the video will go live, but no doubt you'll see it on social media if you're following on Instagram and Facebook and all of that. But I'm going to wrap this one up there. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll catch up with you again very soon. Cheers.